In the latest attacks by Daesh terrorists, this group targeted a Shia mosque in the Yemeni capital, Sanaa, and killed dozens of worshippers and innocent children. In this regard, Shia Rights Watch has condemned the acts of violence and terrorism targeting Shia Muslims as well as civilians and unarmed men and women in Yemen. Here is a report of this bloody attack on Shia Muslims in Yemen.
Desperate for peace and under fire, Yemen remains one of the most familiar breaking news headlines around the world. Since the outbreak of chaos in this country, foreign military interference of the Saudis and its other allies not only left no place for a solution but also led to the death and injury of thousands. Today, Yemen has to struggle with thousands of homeless people, ruins of houses, destroyed infrastructure, and most recently terrorists of ISIS. ISIS terrorist group is mostly known to be a quite fast-growing virus in the absence of stability, an item which is one of the most evident ways of describing Yemen. Amid continuous and indiscriminate airstrikes by the Saudi-led coalition, ISIS has tried to assert its presence through successive bombings and other terrorist attacks. In one of the latest developments in Yemen, a suicide bomber detonated himself among worshippers at the Shia Mosque of al-Marjaeyat in the country's capital. This attack was followed by another car bomb which targeted the area near the mosque. In this regard, Shia Rights Watch expressed its great concerns of the escalating sectarian tensions by ISIS terrorist attacks around the world. Here is the letter by this human rights organization. Shia Rights Watch, an international organization monitoring violations of human rights and the latest developments in the Muslim countries, has condemned the acts of violence and terrorism targeting Shia Muslims, as well as civilians and unarmed men and women in Yemen. This human rights organization referred to the two bomb blasts hitting the al-Marjaeyat Mosque in the north of Yemeni capital, Sanaa, on Wednesday. These blasts left nearly 130 worshippers killed or severely injured. The first explosion occurred by a suicide bomber in al-Marjaeyat Mosque, while a second car bomb targeted the ambulance teams outside the mosque. Bystanders also confirmed that the terrorist attack have led to the martyrdom of dozens of worshippers, among them innocent children. ISIS terrorist group has claimed responsibility for the attacks. As revealed by the reports provided by this organization, SOW believes that the recent attacks on Shia Mosque are a clear sign of a terrorist campaign against Shia Muslims across the world, which follows prearranged political and sectarian plans. Ultimately, this international human rights organization, Shia Rights Watch, demanded the international community to condemn such terrorist attacks and take serious measures for the prosecution of these terrorists, the perpetrators of these bombings, and other promoters of anti-humanitarian acts.